Caroline Price was a respected high school teacher, a devoted mother, and a loving wife. On a quiet autumn morning in Vermont, she disappeared without a trace. The case would shock the town and uncover a marriage built on lies, manipulation, and an affair that led to a terrifying end. To neighbors and friends, Caroline and Ethan Price seemed like the perfect couple. They had been married 15 years, lived in a picturesque home in Montpelier, Vermont, and had 2 daughters, ages 12 and 9. Caroline, 41, taught English literature at the local high school. Ethan, 43, was a construction project manager with a growing reputation and, as some would whisper, a magnetic charm. Behind closed doors, however, their marriage had begun to unravel. Caroline had doubts, said her best friend, Melissa Green. She mentioned Ethan being distant, cold. She said he wasn't the man she married anymore. It began subtly: missed calls, late meetings, hushed text messages. Ethan claimed he was under pressure at work. But Caroline wasn't convinced. One night, she saw a message on his phone from someone named AB. "Last night was amazing. I can't stop thinking about you." When she confronted him, Ethan gaslighted her. "It's a colleague. You're reading too much into it." Still, Caroline couldn't shake the feeling. She began journaling her suspicions. Her entries, later recovered by police, told the story. "He's lying. I don't feel safe anymore. Something is wrong." Alicia Bennett was a 30-year-old interior designer hired to renovate Ethan's office space. Divorced, charismatic, and impulsive, she met Ethan in early spring. By summer, they were involved in a full-blown affair. Alicia claimed Ethan told her he was in the process of separating from Caroline. But he wasn't. Instead, he was lying to both women until Caroline discovered photos of Alicia saved on a hidden SD card in Ethan's desk. She was crushed, Melissa said. But she didn't tell Ethan she knew. She wanted to protect her kids. Caroline scheduled an appointment with a divorce attorney. She never made it to the meeting. On October 9, 2023, Caroline dropped her daughters off at school. Security footage showed her smiling, waving goodbye at 8:12 a.m. She was never seen again. Ethan reported her missing that evening, telling police she never came home from work. But when her principal confirmed she never showed up at school that day, red flags went up. Her car was later found in a Walmart parking lot, keys in the ignition, her purse left inside. There were no signs of a struggle, said Detective Tara Quinn. But it felt staged. As search teams scoured the area, detectives dug into Caroline's recent activity. Her journal became crucial evidence. It included entries like, "If anything happens to me, don't believe him. He's hiding something. I found his second phone." That second phone was found, buried in the backyard flower bed, wrapped in a Ziploc bag. It contained text exchanges between Ethan and Alicia. "Alicia, you promised. When will you leave her?" "Ethan, soon. She's in the way. I need time." Ethan claimed he had no idea what Caroline meant and suggested she was emotionally unstable. But his alibi began to crack. Ethan claimed he was on a job site from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. the day Caroline vanished. But GPS data from his truck showed a stop at a remote wooded area at 9:47 a.m., about 30 miles away. When questioned, he said he'd pulled over to make a call. Further searches of that area uncovered shovel marks, disturbed soil, and a torn piece of Caroline's scarf. Cadavered dogs were brought in. They alerted to the scent of human remains, but the body was missing. Police obtained a warrant and searched the couple's home. What they found changed everything. A small motion-activated camera in the garage, installed by Caroline weeks earlier for security, captured grainy footage on the morning she vanished. The timestamp, 8:45 a.m. The footage showed Ethan backing Caroline's car into the garage, then dragging what appeared to be a large, limp object, covered in a bedsheet, into the back seat. He was wearing gloves. Alicia Bennett, confronted by detectives, initially denied any knowledge of the situation. But after seeing the footage and the texts, she broke down. "He told me she was gone. That she left him. He swore she ran off. I didn't know what to believe. She handed over her call logs, which showed a 6-minute phone call from Ethan at 10:11 a.m. that morning. Ethan, recorded voicemail. It's done. I just need you to stay quiet. For us. With physical evidence, witness statements, and digital records mounting, police had enough to arrest Ethan. On October 25, 2023, Ethan Price was arrested and charged with first-degree murder, evidence tampering, and filing a false police report. At his arraignment, he pleaded not guilty. But a grand jury indicted him quickly. Still, one critical question remained: where was Caroline's body? Search efforts expanded to multiple counties. Then, on November 4, a hunter stumbled upon a shallow grave in a remote clearing. Caroline's body was recovered wrapped in a bedsheet, her throat slashed, with defensive wounds on her arms. In May 2024, Ethan Price stood trial for Caroline's murder. The prosecution painted a damning portrait of a man who chose murder over divorce, lies over honesty, and manipulation over morality. He didn't just cheat, the prosecutor said. He planned. He hunted. He silenced. Alicia testified, visibly shaken. Caroline's daughters attended via closed-circuit TV. Her students wrote letters to the judge, describing a kind woman who never gave up on anyone. The jury deliberated for just under 6 hours. Guilty. Sentenced to life without parole. Caroline Price suspected her husband was living a lie. But what she didn't know was how far he would go to keep it hidden. In the end, love didn't kill her, betrayal did.